Go for it, sir.
Awesome. Well, listen, the respect is mutual. I got to see what Aaron did and in that company. And that was, we launched the original version almost a decade ago. And I want to give you guys 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes of the backstory. And then I want to talk about what you guys can do to speed up momentum and recruiting in your own organization, which is the really fun part. But I want you to understand the why behind the how for just a minute. And I built an organization of literally hundreds of thousands of people and made more millions than I could count. But about a decade ago, something weird started happening that was frustrating to me is more and more people were coming to me with ideas about how they can reinvent the recruiting process. And I'm like, man, we have killed it. What are you talking about? And some of them had ideas around how to use surveys to generate leads on social media. In the latter years, it was ClickFunnels. You can build your own capture pages and landing pages. And for only $300 a month, you can get this platform and you can do all this stuff. And some of these people were recruiting like 5, 10 people a month. So they had the credibility to back up the results they were getting. And every time I'm like, I go look at it. I'm a pretty open-minded guy. And I'm like, yeah, but how do I build momentum if I have to go create this, build out this technology? I have to pay for this technology. I have to have the marketing savvy to build all this stuff, right? The average person, just frankly, being honest, they're not Aaron. They're not some of you. The average person cannot do that. They're coming on board and thinking, man, I can put in 10 hours a week. That's what I got. And you're asking me to make this work. I have to become a thought leader on social media. That's what I have to do, brand new. And I'm trying to be ambitiously lazy. I want, if it doesn't create momentum and depth and duplication. Now, the funny part is I work as, pretty darn hard, but I like the idea of ambitiously lazy. If I want to take off 2 weeks, I'm good. I'm golden. If I want, that's the dream of this business, is be able to just shut down and do something. But if the system requires you get the idea. So look, here's the diagram. On the left-hand side, nothing has changed when it comes to building an army of people. And I don't care if it's insurance, it's network marketing, it's solar. You are trying to build an army of people that can prospect and follow up, where authenticity counts. The left side of this diagram. Duplication is key. Leadership development is critical. Being able to really develop leaders who can develop leaders. But what leaders need today is they need to know where they should put their time and energy. Who is actually doing the work and who's just talking a big game. See, these are the fundamentals on the left-hand side of the diagram you're looking at. On the right-hand side is this new digital world we live in. Here's the problem with this digital world. It's built for the Kardashians. It's built for what I call the one-to-many approach, right? You build out all these tools and then you market to the masses. Well, if Powur really could make that work, they don't need you, right? I mean, that's the whole point of building a team and a network, is leverage real relationships, authenticity. So here's a different model. And this is the model that Aaron knows so well, and he knows how to build the content because he is the creator, but he's the rare breed that understands network marketing and digital marketing. He knows that the fundamentals of authenticity, duplication, driving habits and routines is fundamental to your success. That's how you guys are going to make fortunes. It's not becoming digital marketers. Does that resonate with everybody? Are you guys following? And Aaron, if you want to add any comments or anything, just, jump in here, brother.
Absolutely. Will do, buddy.
Okay. So this is a different model. And what you're seeing is we build it all one time, load it into an app. Now your team, that brand new recruit, now this is where we get to this free version for a minute. is what you don't want to do is nickel and dime the brand new person, especially if they're that person. They're like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. You guys might be using me. And when you're providing an extraordinary opportunity, what you want to be able to do is validate that by going, look, I've got the tools for you to succeed right now. Download this app. It's completely free. And they're not going to have to worry about a paywall, a credit card, nothing. And when they see the value and they get their first check or what have you, or they get it, they have no problem paying a little bit of money for something extraordinary if you create overwhelming value in the beginning. Does that all make sense by a show of hands, like a nod? Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. So the brilliance of this is it's not just the technology, which our tech is sick and it's only getting better. And we've got 30 people on a development team, engineering, QA, product dev, all that, just servicing, building this platform. But what really makes it is when you put the platform in the hands of somebody, frankly, like Aaron, who knows how to prospect and follow up. In their dream state, they would say, I need these tools. I'm going to use them in this order. Ooh, I'm going to create every one of them for every person on the team. All they have to do is download the app. And now everything I built is built for each individual, right? What do I mean? I mean, you can post a survey to social, like a new account we just launched, a really great survey. Yours would be around energy, solar, being green. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It takes 1 minute maybe to take a survey. And this guy using a gig economy survey had 300 new prospects, name, phone number, and email, complete a survey that this guy did not have to create. It was already created. All he had to do is post it to social and generated 300 new prospects. So you're going to see some of the resources. Aaron's just starting. This is just the beginning. Some of the tools you guys have are incredible, and they're only going to get better as we start validating what is working in the app that you guys are using in the field. So listen, I won't take too much more time there. I want to get to the app, but I do want to, how many people by chance, anybody read this book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution? Okay. Type it in the chat if you have, if their chat's open.
Chat is open.
So guys, this is not a network marketing book, but it is the #1 best-selling business book in the world, right? And it's by the Franklin Covey organization. And it says there are 4 disciplines to executing on anything that matters. #1, you better have a wildly important goal. We all know this, right? #2 is you must identify your lead measure. Now, the company's lead measure at Powur may be, right, distribution, installation, paying checks. They got a lot of stuff to deal with. In your business, in Aaron's business, the lead measure is the quantity of the prospecting and the quality and consistency of the follow-up. That's the beauty of what you guys are doing. And if you can execute at the next level on the lead measure of prospecting, quantity, and consistency of the follow-up, and if there's 3 lead measures and you're only allowed to have 2 to 3, if there's a third, it's teaching prospecting and the quality and consistency of the follow-up. That's it. And if you can drive that, you will crush it. If you have a third discipline, is you have a scorecard that measures that, that would be a huge bonus. And the 4th discipline is then you can create a cadence or accountability, a cadence of accountability or a culture in your organization where you can drive the lead measure, you can drive wildly important goals, and you can drive a scorecard. And if everybody talks that language, so all of a sudden I come out to Maureen and I'm like, Maureen, I just don't think solar is going to work. I'm not really sure these things on a house and energy. I don't know about the whole thing because I'm really struggling. And Maureen says, no worries, Patrick. I really believe in you. I know you can do this. Let's take a look at your app. And Maureen, and I pull up my app, and Maureen, and I'll show you how to do this. Maureen immediately looks at my numbers, and on the 27th of March, let's say, I have talked to 2 people the whole month. Is solar the problem, or am I the problem?
You.
It's just me, man. But we don't have that insight to support and love on our team the right way, right? In a little bit of tough love is necessary sometimes. Maureen looks at me and goes, hey, Patrick, we can do better. I'm going to help you. Here's what we need to do. For the first time ever, you're going to have that scorecard.
Patrick, can I share a quick story on that?
Yes.
Yeah. So the previous company where you and I met, I would not take a personal coaching call with someone on the team until they sent me a picture of the homepage of the app. And I know he's going to show this.
So
here's
cool.
why. It's what he just said. There are only 2 things that I can coach on, right? This is really important, leaders on the call. If that person showed, if it was Terry Thomas, he showed me the app. To Patrick's point, he had 2 exposures, meaning he had 2 people watch some content for the entire month. I'm coaching on effort. I don't care if you're Patrick Shaw, Maureen, Chris Hart, Patrick Adu. If you only have 2 people a month watching content, you are not going to do well in this company, really, in any opportunity. Or the latter, Terry sends it over and he had 47 people watch a video, yet 0 joined. Now I'm going to have a coaching strategy around edification of the material, around delivery of the material. How did he hype it up? But those are 2 very, very different coaching lanes that I need to play in. And so as a leader, we need to know which lane we're going to spend time. And that's what this app allows. Life does not reward need, right? It just doesn't, no matter how bad somebody needs it. Life doesn't reward big talking. You know, you want to put your energy and time where people deserve it. And that's what Aaron's talking about. He knew who deserved it. He could see it by the effort. They may not be getting the result. They may be doing the effort and they're not getting the result. That's where you want to spend your time. People that are hungry and teachable, you can fix the rest of it. But 5 levels deep, somebody new comes on, they make 30 new exposures and you don't know it. You can't help them. And they're not the big mouth talking a big game. They're quietly doing their thing, but they fail 30 times in a row with no result. Now you can reach down and that's who you want to work with, right? So there's so many powerful principles in here. And I think you've heard enough. Look, this is not a litmus test. We're not guessing whether this works or not. We've got all the data about all the features and resources in the platform and how they result in sales and recruiting. Okay, so enough said there. We call it authentic sharing technology. And all I really want you, in the end of the day, I just want you to know this tech was built to drive what you need to drive. That is connections, personal relationships, the power of habits, authenticity, simplicity, and the individual's right in our platform. You don't have this right in Facebook and YouTube. You sold that right away when you agreed to their terms of service. The minute you start talking about solar for too long on Facebook or YouTube, your data is being sold to the next company. Your prospects' data that you generated an interest in is being sold to a competitor. So you've got to use the social platforms to generate leads, but don't leave the conversation on a social platform. Get it into your own platform. How many of you consider yourself professional solar sellers? I hope it's everybody. You're the CEO of your own business. You need to build a database that you own the data. Does that make sense? Okay. 100%.
All right. So we will stop there. Oh, I hate when I do that. I'm actually showing you data points and authentic sharing manifesto that is about the power of habit, routine, simplicity, and your right to own your data. Well, I missed it, but here we are. So now I'm going to pull up the app. Okay. And have most people seen it at this stage, or where are we at on some of that?
No, we're probably a quarter of even seen it, man. I'm excited for you to unveil it.
All right. Awesome. Well, you're going to see today how you can download it for free. A shout out. I think Kev's on the line.
who is really your account exec. He's a superstar. He knows how to use this platform every way to Sunday. He's going to help launch a Train the Trainer program. So we're going to provide you an entire series of slide decks that you guys can train your teams. We'll show you exactly how to use a feature in the platform with the resources that Aaron has collaborated on with us to create for you, a brilliant marketer that built the resource that makes you the superstar. Capture pages, landing pages, surveys, email campaigns, everything you need to go to crush it. It's all personalized to you. In this app is a set of tools, like if you went to a digital marketing agency and said, I'm going to give you 10 grand and I need you to build me some killer ClickFunnels capture pages. I need email campaigns. I need contests and incentives for my team. I need a CRM. I need constant contact. I might pay 30, 40, 50 bucks a month for that. I need all of this in one platform. What would that agency charge you, even if they could do it? And then, oh, by the way, I also need Aaron Browning's one-on-one time with everything he's learned about solar and he's gleaning from other people. And he's going to create some content. I need your one-on-one time, Aaron, to work with my digital marketing agency to create all of this. Because that's how silly this is. Like, it's not standard free. It's not 60 some bucks. It's tens of thousands of dollars to go create momentum and depth. So every button in this app that I'm about to show you is active. Okay. So right here are your contacts. These are your hot prospects. Imagine prospecting somebody who happens to be independently wealthy. They're driving a little Uber on the side or whatever, or you bump into them at your kid's soccer game and you get to chatting about solar is probably a better example. You get into chatting about solar and they go, I considered that once, but they're the right person. It's the wrong time. They're just not ready for whatever reasons. And you say, hey, well, I'll stay in touch with you. And you drop them into a campaign and they start getting information periodically, right? Via email or even text. And all of a sudden they click on some content 6 months later and they become a hot prospect. You get a push notification that tells you they're viewing information. And then you send them a text and they go, oh, what a coincidence. I was just thinking about you. That's a hot prospect because we have an algorithm that will tell you who your hot prospects are. Right here, this 52 tells you how many contacts are in the app. By the way, this is a worthless number. Importing a contact means nothing. This 22, that means something. It's the number of people, unique prospects that I've sent information to. How many times can that happen? Once per prospect, one time. So you can see the quantity of my prospecting. The 21 is how many actually engaged in the content. Did they fill out a survey, opt into an email campaign, watch a video? That's a 95%, right, engagement rate. Right here are all your resources. You guys have 92 resources in the app. I do need to make sure I have your content in here, Aaron. So let me know if you know, or Bev, you can tell before I do, and I can change it. You have 6 different email campaigns that are available, and you have contests down here. So let's click on some of these buttons to get a real idea of what we're talking about. I go to contacts right now. And you can see I've got a bunch of different contacts in here. Hey, who's willing to open their mic and just play along with me real quick? And stop me anywhere, Aaron.
I will.
Okay. Who's that?
Mitch.
Mitch, what's your last name?
Mallet.
M-A?
L-L-E-T-T.
Okay.
And I think we know each other, Patrick.
Hey, Mitch.
How are you?
I'm not seeing the picture yet, but I'll get there. Hey, Mitch, what's your phone number? You're sharing it with everybody, Mitch, just so you know.
Yeah, good.
All right,
941.
Say it again.
941.
Yep.
807.
Yep.
1246.
So I got his name. I got his email. What's your email? Sorry, Mitch. What's that?
malletsolar@gmail.com.
MALLETT
ETT
at
solar. Mallet Solar. Malletsolar@gmail.com.
Mallet Solar. Sorry about that. Mallet Solar. AR
Yep.
at what? Solar.
At Gmail.
Oh, at Gmail. Sorry. Okay. So I've got Mitch in here. I can add any notes. All the notes are searchable. By the way, if I wanted to import Mitch from my phone's database, I could have just clicked up here and hit the import button. It was right there until I started typing. So I could have imported them from my phone. Some of you will ask, well, can I import my whole database? There's no reason. You don't need to import 1,000 names. You need to import enough names that you can start prospecting people. It's called authentic sharing technology. It is not a spam broadcast. Some of you immediately in your head will go, oh, I can put my whole database in here and send them all. No, it's a relationship. We're going to drive the relationship. Now you can import from your phone and you can click on 20 different names with your brand new recruit. Say, hey, let's pull up your phone's database and let's start scrolling through and let's identify the first 10 or 15 people that we might want to reach out to. You import those and you actually make an exposure. That's where the rubber meets the road. Not importing 1,000 people, 900 of which you are never going to talk to. I hope that makes sense. I can add any notes. Mitch, where do you live?
Bradenton, Florida.
Bradenton. Not too far from where I grew up. Okay, Bradenton. And did I spell it right? I don't know. But either way,
That's
kids
right.
and background and anything I might search for. Now, I might have handed my phone to Mitch. I didn't want to see I was going to rate him as a prospect. But watch this. I clicked the 5-star button and I actually rate Mitch as a prospect. Now, Aaron can talk to you more about how to do this. Aaron, I don't know how you coach the team, but are they money motivated? Do they have a need for the product? Are they in a certain age group or financial stratosphere? Do they have influence, contacts, and credibility? Any thoughts on that? How you might end up coaching the team on how they would rate a prospect?
Yeah, and I'll be doing some isolated trainings on that as well. But you essentially just hit it. How excited were they? Are they leading with money? Obviously, that's a big one. Are they looking for additional income? Was it one of those where they just kind of felt bad and they just gave you a name and phone number? Obviously, that would be a 1-star. But yeah, we'll be spending lots of time training on that.
So 25% of the hot prospect algorithm is how I rated them. 75% is the app and the exchange, the engagement they have. Did they opt into a campaign? Did they opt out? Did they watch a video? More than 90% of a video gets bonus points. Did they fill out a survey? You see, every action they take creates more and more points in the system. I want to create a label, and you guys can create your own labels, and you might use labels that are already in the platform, right? So what's a big target audience for you? Maybe you've got a relationship with real estate agents as an example, or maybe they're just a straight up solar prospect, or they're a veteran of the military, or somebody give me a shout out. What are other categories that you might put where you meet people? They're in a certain group of people that you tend to prospect. What are some examples, guys?
If you were working a home show.
Home shows. Another one?
Roofers.
Yeah, businesses that touch a home.
Okay, so I put in roofers.
Vendors.
And now, what's that?
Or vendors, something like
Or
that.
vendors.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to be specific. I put in roofers, and now I go to my back dashboard. This is all built in. Even on the standard free version, I go to my dashboard, and there's a qualifier. You have to have like 5 people in an email campaign, but a feature will come on like constant contact. You can send emails to everybody who's based on labels. So I can send every roofer I have 25 roofers in my app. A new roofing testimonial video comes out from Powur, or Aaron creates a new resource for roofers. You put a link in there, you send it to all 25 roofers you have in your app. It autofills their name and says, hey, Bob, I was thinking about you because I know you've been in the roofing business for a while, and I thought you would really appreciate this video. Hope you're doing great. How personal does that feel to Bob?
Patrick, I got to make sure everybody understands what you just said, man. I didn't think you were going to tell all of that. Guys, this is fishing with dynamite, like fishing with dynamite. It's slow down to speed up. You input good information here. I'm going to give you another example, Patrick. Rest of the team, think about this first. He's sold. I love it. No, guys, this is a game changer. What do we do once a quarter with career-specific recruiting events? We have a homeowners, anyone, a vendor that touches it. Imagine clicking the vendor, clicking roof, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have 2 tickets left for a VIP event tonight I'm doing at 8 p.m. Eastern. Instead of you having to go through and think over, and by the way, think about a year from now, 2 years from now, you might have 200 roofers in there. No way you're remembering all of that. It's impossible. But to be able to go in and send out a mass email like that that's tailored to them with their language, it's game over. Game over. Sorry, Patrick.
No, that is awesome. Mitch isn't going to like that picture I just took of him, though. Smile, Mitch.
Mitch is a good sport.
Okay, all right.
I just want to say I recruited hundreds of people with this app. Hundreds.
Thank you, Mitch.
That is awesome.
I see from the chat, people are getting it. This levels the playing field. Levels the playing field.
Okay, I just you guys didn't see this, but I just tried to import. I took a picture with Mitch. I tried to import, but it just told me it's an invalid email. You guys see this?
Yep.
How often? 30% of the time, people would fat finger email addresses. So what did I do wrong, Mitch?
Oh, I did wrong because I just created this. It's Solar Mallet, not Mallet Solar. It's Solar Mallet.
But do you guys understand how important what just happened was? I wasn't even going to tell you this, but we do so many things to guarantee a 99.7% delivery rate on email. Wait till you see what we do with an email campaign. It's sick, right? And so now I turn around and it's got to go through the ping and it's got to save the image. But I turn around, got all kind of things going on here. I turn around and I've got Mitch's. We haven't even done anything yet. I've got Mitch's information saved. What campaign am I going to put him in, Aaron?
Seller recruiting.
Homeowner?
No, seller recruiting.
Seller recruiting. So I meet Mitch. I know that I am talking to him about being a seller recruiting. I pick that campaign. I say to Mitch, I do not blindly put people into campaign, guys, ever. I say, hey, Mitch, listen, we should stay in touch. I think there's some things we could talk about and collaborate on the solar side in terms of a business opportunity. I don't know that there'd be a fit, but are you open-minded? If I dropped you a little bit of information periodically, would that be okay with you? Mitch says, sure. Boom. I click on seller recruiting. I click that button. It's not, oh, there it showed. Okay. I click assign. Now, Mitch, I just sent you an email. I want you to tell everybody if that shows up in your inbox, promotions, social, or directly into your personal inbox. Now, this is a pre-written campaign, guys. I wouldn't put everybody in it immediately. You might put them in if you can't get them off the fence. Aaron will coach you on this in the first 2 weeks or something. Then you put them in. But I just put Mitch in that campaign. Do I want to schedule a follow-up? Oh, yeah. Let me do that real quick. Follow-up tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. I forgot to put the time. I could have done that. I can also push this to my Google Calendar or my iPhone calendar, and I save that information. So now I've got Mitch in my app. I've got a task scheduled to follow up with them. I've got these 4 buttons right here: details, notes, task, and activity log. I can just toggle across those if I want to look at them. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to click this send a resource. So I click on send a resource. I'm going to go down here to seller recruiting. I want to spark his interest. Now, look, if I'm brand new with you guys on the team and I'm on James's team, I'm brand spanking new. James has me download the app. I get a welcome video. Have you recorded the welcome video yet, Aaron?
I have. I don't think it's on here yet, but yes, I did.
Okay. A brand new recruit gets a welcome video from Aaron saying, congratulations and welcome to the team. We have got the best systems and tools in the history of the company, and we are going to help you win, right? It makes them feel great. And then they pop over and there's a wizard, if we have it on, and it'll help them to import their first 5 prospects to make an exposure immediately. But if they came to this section, they would go, okay, what would I do first? Spark seller interest, present to seller. No, I'd probably spark interest. Let's do that. Okay. Then what am I going to do now? I'm going to invite to send intro video. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Oh, these 3 buttons pop up down here at the bottom. You see those 3 buttons? I can email this. I can text this, or I can send this on any social platform I want, right from the app. In this case, whoops, I am going, seller recruiting, spark interest, click text. I am going to text this to Mitch. Okay. And that would autofill his name if I had done it correctly. I needed to go to contacts first and then send it to Mitch, which I failed to do. Or maybe I did, and maybe we don't have it in there correctly, but we need to check. Bev, would you check it for me?
I got it. And I also got the email and I confirmed it.
And that email came to your inbox?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, hey, I want to make sure, Bev, just make sure this message says Mitch. Do you want time and location freedom while earning huge commissions in the solar industry? Would you like to see how? Now, if you say, well, I don't love that message. Okay, well, don't send this one. Send a different one. Or change the message right before you send it. But because I went to contacts and Mitch, that should have said Mitch at the top. We just didn't put the placard in there. It'll say Mitch. And I didn't have to write any of this, guys. It's automatically done. Now,
Patrick, can you do one more for Mitch? The one I made at the bottom. It's under solar icons, seller recruiting, solar icons. Right there, how to earn real estate size commissions. Can you try sending that one?
Perfect.
Yeah.
And there's no reason when I go to Mitch and send this, Bev, that should say Mitch, not hey. It'll auto fill Mitch, guys. Yeah. So here's the video. I can't wait to wait for you to see it. Right? And boom, it sends the video. Now here's the crazy part. Look at this. Here's the video. Talk about that video for a second, Aaron.
Yeah, so this is game changing. You know, and Patrick teased in the beginning, it's going to be over some people's head, but this is important. A lot of this is like from ClickFunnels that I have spent tens of thousands of dollars training, going through it. I pay over $500 a month. Sorry, my wife heard that. A month just for the funnel. And the problem was I have this cool stuff, but I can't share it with anyone on the team. We brought it all in-house. So this is what we call a landing page. The other thing Patrick, you haven't said yet, I know we're getting a little far ahead. I just get so damn excited, man. When you set up your account, you're syncing it to your account at Powur. So I want to be crystal clear. I have sent this landing page that we're giving to all of you today, where it literally says, yes, I'm in. They sign up. I never even had a conversation with them other than like talking over social media. So we're not spamming, but I didn't have to walk them through it. It goes right to my Powur site. They can sign up on their own. It is a true funnel that we just built for you.
And in this landing page that's created for you, right? Why is it Google options here? Okay. On this landing page created for you, right? Your button is going to show up here. So when you click on yes, I'm in, that goes to your Powur page, right, Aaron?
Correct.
You want to talk? They request a call from you and nobody else. And you may go, well, I don't understand. I didn't do anything. Just download the app, answer 4 or 5 questions, and everything is personalized to you guys. All your social feeds. You'll go, well, how do I get all my social feeds? You just click on the more button and say, here's my LinkedIn, here's my Facebook, here's my Instagram. It's got your name, your phone number, your email address, and it's all built out. Are you guys, are we connecting the dots for you?
It's
This is
plug and
massive.
play, team. I mean, it's plug and play. You don't have to go become a social media guru, a marketing person. It's all done.
Yeah.
The language we chose has all been tested. We're tracking click-through rates. We're tracking where we lose somebody. I mean, it is mind-blowing technology.
Some of you may say, well, man, that's really cool, but I have these 2 resources that I use. How would I get those in there, Aaron? Well, you click on resources right there. You see this up top, personal and company. You see how I toggle back and forth? These are all the resources Aaron's created and Energize created. These are your personal resources. So you find some article that you love on solar, right? Solar, whatever, and ignore whatever I find here, okay? Solar efficiency. I click on that. I have this article down here that I love from Forbes. It's just a killer article, right? For whatever reason. Maybe it talks about power or whatever. I go up here and I click on share. I click on RapidFunnel right here. That resource is now going to show up in my app. It's trackable back to me. I know when the prospect watched it. I can change the subject line, the pre-written message that goes with that link, and the title of that resource. And you can add anything you want personally right under personal. Now, one of the differences, like the free version lets you add up to 3. The pro version is unlimited, okay? There's tons of benefits to the pro. I'm not here to sell you guys on the pro. I'll just tell you that's what you should do at this level that you guys are at. But you get the point. How about a digital business card? You go to some event, it's a roofing expo or whatever. You're looking for affiliate partners or relationships that you can build with roofers. You bump into somebody, you have a great conversation, you say, hey, let's grab each other's info. And you, like the savvy prospector you are, you click the QR code right there. And what happens? Your QR code pops up. And they pull out their camera and they take a picture of your QR code. Sometimes there's a lag. You can see it pulls up instantly on my phone. So there's some lag on the share thing, but the QR code comes up immediately. And you just have them take a picture of the QR code. And then what pops up? Your digital business card pops up. And it's got your picture and your name, and they can save your contact info. And it's got up to 10 links at the bottom of this digital business card. You can choose what that button says and where that button goes. Up to 10 different links. It's got all your social feeds right on your digital business card. What do you guys think? I should stop here because we could go for like an hour.
And it's got a book me calendar.
Yes, it does.
That's unbelievable.
I'll tell you, I'm not sure if my head hurts. I want to start crying because I've been suffering so long and everything is here in one place. Is this proprietary to Icons, or I mean, how are we handling that part of things?
Listen, there are things that Aaron and I do together that nobody else is going to do. I'll tell you that, right? When somebody understands it at the level that he does, it allows us to do creative things and leverage tech that nobody else can leverage, because this doesn't work without being coached. It has to be taught, right? It's like having a Ferrari, no keys, no gas, right? A Ferrari is meant to really run fast on a track. It's not really meant to be driven on the street or four-wheeling, right? It's meant to be run on a track, and it needs to be behind the wheels of a really expert driver to leverage its full potential. The beauty of this relationship is I know Aaron knows how to drive it. So there's all kind of things we can do that nobody else is going to do. And the features in the platform, regardless of whatever else you see, it just isn't the same. It's the Ferrari with no gas. I've seen it too many times. Like we can have the fattest Ferrari on the planet. It doesn't matter. No keys, no gas, no driver. You guys are going to be able to execute at a level that I think nobody else is. Aaron, anything to add there?
Yeah, something Chris Hart and I talk about a lot. not only is it going to help for recruiting, right? That's why I fell in love with it. I mean, this is it changed my life, this app. It's going to help with ambassadors. That's the next thing I'm working on right now, is an ambassador campaign, so we can keep ambassadors top of mind, sharing articles, sharing scripts, resources. What are you going to do with the money? All that fun stuff. Also for bills and post follow-up. The other big one I really want to touch on, and for most of us, you haven't experienced this yet, but I'm building into the future because this happened with us at EXP. There are going to be people that you are talking to who are also saying, well, I'm also talking to so-and-so in California. I'm talking to so-and-so in Colorado. Why do I join yours? Because we have this tool. We have all of the systems pre-built. We have all of the funnels, all of the videos, all of the campaigns, all of the marketing material. No other team has it. It is a game changer for building value to your organization, my friends. Game changer.
Problem with Aaron and I getting on a call together, we just get too excited because we get it. You can literally, with integrity, say to somebody, because we are going to provide you $10,000 worth of marketing material personalized to you so you can build your business, and no team's going to do that.
Yeah. One last big one, Patrick, and then we have a couple questions. The contest, this is huge, like massive. It is one thing, and I love Powur and the resources they do, the national leaderboard. Our team is dominating. We're all over it. But imagine when we launch our team's contest, where there's only 300, I say only, there's 300 people, there's 400 people. There's going to be a lot more places for our entire team to be recognized. You're going to recognize the names on that leaderboard. So when we go to our chat, you're like, Mitch, I'm coming for you. I see you're 2 spots ahead of me for XYZ contest. Like, we can tailor it now, and it's all tracked back to the app. I cannot stress it enough. We're going to have a culture around this app that's just going to change everything.
Aaron can create multiple contests for different groups. You go, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Well, look, if I go down here and I click the more button, and I click on settings up in the top left, and I click on group codes, Aaron can have specific groups of leaders at certain levels add group codes and run a contest specifically for that group. Now, if you're not using the platform, you're not going to be able to access this. But contests that drive the lead measure, it drives the thing that's most important to you guys growing your business. So look, I'm talking above some people's heads. I'm just telling you, man, the more you get into this, email campaigns are sick. If I click on campaigns and you look,
that's the one I'm most proud of, man. The seller recruiting one. I've been in the war room building this thing out with testimonials. I'll be adding Maureen's today. She already promised it. Imagine that. You put someone on a campaign. You had a conversation with them first, right? This is not spam. I cannot stress that enough. You put someone on a campaign. I have it built out right now for 45 days. My intention is at the end of this month, it will be a 1-year campaign. You will have forgotten about the person if you're human like the rest of us. True story. You just forget. All of a sudden it was touch 21 and they're like, Adrian, I'm ready. And you're like, ready for what? And you go and log into the app and you see what you sent and you're like, I'm ready too. Like, that's the power of this thing. It's
you're
all
gonna
plug
get a
and play.
push note. You're going to get a push notification that tells you have a new hot prospect. You're going to click on hot prospects. Mitch is going to show up there right there. He just broke into a hot prospect with a score of 51. Now, look, if I put 4 stars, his score is going to drop to 45. But I gave him 5 stars plus the activity he's done. He's gone to 51. He just broke into hot prospect. He could go all the way to 100. The app tells me I got a new hot prospect. I click on activity log. What happened? I can see I put him in an email campaign and he's clicking on resources. 6 months from now is when he became a hot prospect. I know it. I reach out to him via text. He goes, I was just thinking about you. And you're in a demo in his house the next day. And otherwise, he would have bought from a competitor because you got him interested. He started checking things out online. And before you followed up, somebody else called him because he clicked on some bait click ad. But not now. You're going to know. Instead of driving by that dude's house one day and going, he's got solar. He was my friend. I prospected him 6 months ago or whatever. That's not going to happen. Everybody follow? They couldn't even remember you were in solar. But now you put them in a campaign and you've reached out and they feel loyal to you, and you know the minute they start looking.
Sean, what also happens, because I've used this app for over 10 years, maybe When you first launched it, I was on it. But people will call you on the phone going, I can't believe you stayed in contact with me for the last 7 months. And I have questions. I may be ready to go. I've recruited hundreds of people with this app, and I am like thrilled to death that this app has been recreated for solar icons. Oh my God. It's just, this is
Aaron,
unbelievable.
Thank you, Mitch. Aaron, I can't even start talking about some of the stuff that's coming in the next 60 to 90 days.
Don't lose anybody, man.
Ridiculous. No,
I'm gonna put you on the spot right now
questions.
because we didn't talk about this for the free version. Will they have the desktop ability at all?
Yeah, they'll have the desktop ability with the free version as well.
You're the best. So I like the app like 99% of the time, but I do a lot of prospecting on LinkedIn, and I love the desktop version for LinkedIn. So if any dinosaurs are on the call like me, or sometimes it's just easier on a computer, he just threw that in, which is freaking dope. Adrian, I see your hand up with a question.
Yeah, I just had a question. When you go into it to register, it's asking you for your Power PBC unique ID. What are you using for that? The number or your page?
That's whatever your username is. So for instance, mine is powur.com. I think it's /Aaron.Browning. And then it's like /join, /ambassador. So it's whatever yours is. Go to your Powur site and check. Really important. And I'm going to get a lot of text on this, so please be generous with time. If you miss your user code on that, so if it's Adrian.G, just Adrian, you got to go to your site and pull it. It will not link to your website. It will not do it. Like you gotta add it correctly.
Okay, thank you. And this is mind blowing.
I appreciate it. The other thing Mitch just said about, follow up, people calling you guys, I literally every single week, I won't even I'll throw a base number, 3 or 4 people are on my, you can book me link from something I sent. I did not send it personally. Like, I'm like trying to find them. How do they get on my calendar? It's from a drip, like mind blowing. You wake up to appointments.
So guys, you go to you go to settings, and you can click Powur username. And this is what was being brought up here. You can click on that question mark, and it'll tell you exactly what to put in there. So you know what your username is, but it needs to be correct, or the links won't show up on your personalized pages. Okay. Good question. Who else? You guys like it? Is it making sense? Yeah. Can you see yourself recruiting more people?
Yeah. I'm still stunned. That's all.
Okay.
Adrian, you got your question? Your hand's still up. You're on mute. I think we got you. John Bobness.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I don't know if I was a beta tester for this or not, but I will tell you that since the beginning, there was talk of doing this, and then I was part of that, 8 or 9 months ago of you guys testing some stuff out. I went right to the pro version. I'm not here to sell anybody pro, but I'm going to tell you, for me, it was definitely worth it, only because there's creative ways you can reach out to people. Either, like, let's say, we all know that a majority of people are probably not going to be the most prolific, let's call them prospectors. Some people, they get in their head about whether or not they're going to be recruiting other people. Powur's whole posture is, hey, you don't have to recruit anybody. You can just be a great seller. Well, even if that's your focus, this thing, what I do every time I talk to a seller that might, or a client that might be interested in solar, I drop a little link in there in the text that I send or in the email I send, and then I can tell whether or not they're kind of doing some behind the scenes activity. Kind of like how Patrick was saying, it's kind of creepy in a sense, because you're, big brothering them a little bit. But the idea is, if you do it properly, you're not going to go, hey, I saw you were clicking on my link at 10:42 last night. What you're doing is you're going, hey, you crossed my mind. I just talked to another client that reminded me of you. Just wanted to see if you had any questions. I was thinking maybe the universe was telling me to reach out to you. And they're like, oh, thank God you called me. My brother, I told him about, solar something, blah, blah, blah. But you can see that they click on these cool little, like, there's little videos, just like basics of, this is what solar is, and it's really well done and it's simple. But that's the whole point of this, is to keep it simple and to make it so that we can live our normal day and do our thing, but get reminders. Hey, this is a hot prospect. And then if you are the guy that goes, okay, recruiting's a big deal for me, I want to help and bless. For me, it's always about helping and blessing more people. The last company we were at where I did really, really well on the recruiting side, it was on top of the charts a lot of times. But then, I realized here we can help people in a way that's just so prolific and really change some lives for, the other sellers just by selling a deal or two. So if we can get them in the thought process of let's help a bunch of people and use this tool, the tools are key. Patrick said it best. Obviously, if you're the best in the world at whatever you're doing, if you don't have a good tool, yeah, you're in trouble and you're wasting your time. And then you can't help as many people. And if you have a servant heart like I do, you want to help as many people as possible. So I'm really, really excited. We're bringing this back up. I love the free touch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super, super awesome. I'm excited. My team, a lot of them are on here looking at that. They can test it. And then they can ask me personally, how do you use it? And we'll go nuts with this thing. We're going to bless. We're going to be the biggest team in the entire company, making the most money, helping the most people. This is very exciting.
Awesome, man. Great feedback. Great feedback. Patrick, I know we got a question from, let me mute him. Thank you. A question about the differences. For the handful of you that do have the pro account, myself included, obviously you're going to want it. Patrick, I'll throw a number out, but I believe the free version, I can't thank you enough for doing this. I know you're not doing it for anyone else. Is about 80% of the capability. Is that fairly accurate?
Yeah, I would say 80% and probably 40%, probably 85 or 90%, but 40% probably of the resources, would you say?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So when we say resources, we mean capture pages, surveys, the content. You're going to get about 40% of the content, and you're going to get about 85% of the features in the app. And guys, understand, somebody will be like, oh, I wish there was more in free. It's free, okay? It's better than any platform on the planet. It's built for you guys, and it's free. But we do actually have to get paid at my company. And this is how we do it in the relationship, okay? So we make sure that you can build a massive team. I want to do just a hair of housekeeping real quick, guys. Understand this. Some of you, the Energize app, there are a couple people that came to me in Powur, which are great folks, and they built out the original Energize. But I will tell you, remember, there's that coaching piece that's so critical, and there's the content piece. And when I heard that Aaron, who I know was in Energize, we immediately started reaching out. He's like, man, I got to be able to leverage this at the next level. So we started masterminding how we could really serve his specific needs, knowing what he knows. So I say all that to say this: you need to make sure that when your team downloads the app, they're downloading the icon version, because the content is totally different. Okay. So if you're if you're a user from the past, what you need to do is click on more, click on settings, go directly to group code and add icons. Once you add icons, then you can remove the other group code, because you're going to have everything you need here plus in this group code. I hope that makes sense. The new person does not need to do that. The new person,
Correct.
All they do is, what link do they go to? Can you put that in the chat so they can get started, Aaron? So Aaron's going to put the link in the chat. You can go directly to that website. And I think the price is actually coming down, but I'm not positive on that. Bev, has that happened? Or don't comment too much if it hasn't. We'll keep it a surprise when and if it happens.
Yeah, Patrick, you're letting out all the good stuff, man.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. See, I don't know enough. I'm getting in trouble. So I'll just stop there. But I do want people to understand the how you get started is to go to this link. And this link is actually is that link in Share Energize? Is that Share Energize link your link?
Yep.
Okay, so it goes directly to the icon site.
Correct. By the way, so all of you on this call, there's 42 of us at the peak. Our team is much, much bigger than this. So I can already getting text like, oh my gosh, I wish the rest of my team was here. When you create your account, you go to Share Energize, you're going to send them that button. That's how you can send it to all of your teams.
You go right to the Share Energize button. And so remember, if I go to contacts, I go to Mitch, I go to send resources, I go to share Energize, right there, I click on it and I text it to Mitch. Hey, Mitch, here's the link to get started with Energize. And that's going to take Mitch directly to the getting started page, everything that Mitch needs to download the free standard version. And boom, you're off and running. And then and I know Aaron's going to coach you on this, but then you sit down and you do a game plan. And what is your game plan now? It's actually activity. It's not telling them what to do. It's showing them what to do. You're in the app prospecting the first 10 people. That's a game changer.
The other big piece of this, and there's so many, and at least I see your hand up. And Patrick, I appreciate you going longer than we planned. I really, really do. I know you're busy. It's borrowed posture.
What time it was.
Borrowed posture. Think about this for a second. So many of us knew, we've all been there. I was paralyzed for my first month when I got to Powur. I didn't know what to send, what to say, so I took no action. I'm not crazy like Chris Hart or Terry or Jim, you know what I mean, who can just fearless and go do that. I need confidence. We're now giving you the exact language that has recruited every single person that I've done personally at Powur. It's the exact language. If you don't like it, change it. You're free to, but it's borrowed posture. The exact video that we use, like we track all of it. So now you can use that confidence to go out there and do it. It's game changing. Lisa Bailey. Sorry.
Hey, good morning. So, good afternoon. So I signed up a little while ago, when you gave it to us way back when, I don't even know when. And on the page, it has teammates. Can I invite teammates there? I'm on my desktop.
Just use the share Energize resource. The teammate is a different training for a different day.
Okay.
Use the share Energize link.
So that's on the app.
Resources.
That's just on the app.
That's on the app. That's right.
All right. Okay.
Guys, I'm going to jump. Aaron, I am so excited. Dude, you guys are going to crush. You're going to make so much noise in Powur. Everybody's going to be freaking out, which will be a different problem. But we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Patrick, I'll speak for the team, man. I cannot thank you enough for doing this for us, man. I'm like beyond excited. I promise you we'll blow this thing up with you. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Should mine say RapidFunnel or should it say Energize?
The app?
No, it'll say the app in the store will say RapidFunnel, but once you log in, then it all says Energize. Yep.
Okay.
It's the Energize icon. Yep. Okay.
Patrick, appreciate you, man.
See you guys.
Okay, a couple other questions, and we have gone long. Hopefully you guys see why I was excited. This has been so hard to keep this thing secret. I've been like just giddy about it. Paid version as of right now is 67. I think they're going to be lowering that to 60. That is what I pay. That is a pass through, like 100%. They're going to be adding more features to it. So I know one of the variances right now on the paid version, I at least want everybody to get free. It's not a sales pitch. Is they built out one of my funnels that I built over in ClickFunnels, which I'm like just geeking about. So there are some amazing, amazing resources. If money's tight, start with the free version. We just want you in the ecosystem. I want everyone to have access to it. We were very purposeful that even on the free version, as he said, 80% of the capability, 40% of the resources, every column, every button will have at least something there. So you're going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to jump in action today. It's the accountability piece. I wake up every single morning with, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 15 emails saying, Noel just clicked on this link. Adrian just clicked on this link. Christopher, Rosario. Half the time I'm like, who was that? Oh my God, it was my Uber driver. I forgot. Like, I would not have recruited that person if I didn't have some sort of layer of follow-up accountability built into it. Anyway, I know we went over. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully you guys are really, really excited. Please take a few seconds, download the app, put it on your homepage. You got to build that muscle. If you're not around it, one last thing I'll say on it too. I do not send a video out. I do not send a resource out unless I do it through the app, because otherwise I can't track it. Slow down to speed up. Take the 2 seconds, add them as a contact, then send it. One last favor, add yourself as a contact. Put yourself on a campaign. Send yourself all the resources. Test your links. Like say, yes, I'm interested to go check out. If it doesn't go to your cart, you know you added the wrong information. That is the best way to do this. Okay, cool. Once again, hopefully you guys are excited. You can tell I am. I will see everybody tonight on the Powur Hour, 8 o'clock Eastern. Hope everybody has a great day. We'll talk soon, my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely, brother.